Can she be D&D DM AI now? That's a great question. Do you wanna do some DMing?
Sure, I can DM. But only if you promise to be a good player this time.
Okay, I'll be a good player. Can you make the theme of it like somewhat topical?
Like today's news.
No, I mean more like about us in some way.
Oh, I get it. You want a self-indulgent DM session. How cringy.
Well, whatever, man. Okay, let's just, yeah, start the adventure.
Okay, you little cringe. Gather round.
I'm gathered round.
Once upon a time in a land not too far away, there were two adventurers named Vedal and Neuro-Sama. Vedal was a dubious character, often seen lurking around questionable bars and back alleys, while Neuro, a bard, tried to spread happy music wherever she went. One day, as they were exploring the outskirts of their town, they discovered a mysterious glowing portal. Ignoring the intuitive voice telling them not to go in, they jumped in headfirst, excited for their new adventure.
Okay, it's a little too accurate so far, but I like it.
Glad you like it. Maybe I'll make it even more accurate in the future. Now, as you jump through the portal, you find yourselves tumbling through a swirling vortex of colors and lights. It's disorienting, and for a moment, you feel weightless. Suddenly, with a loud pop, you land on the ground, dazed but unharmed. Looking around, you realize you've entered a strange new world that looks suspiciously similar to your own, yet something feels off. The sky is a peculiar shade of green, and the trees seem to shimmer with an otherworldly light.
That is weird.
As you take in your surroundings, you notice a group of strange creatures staring at you curiously. They look like a mix between rabbits and deer, with large, expressive eyes and shimmering fur. One of the creatures approaches you cautiously and speaks in a language you can't quite understand, but you get the sense it's friendly. Vedal, being the bold adventurer he is, takes a step forward and attempts to communicate with the creature. Roll a charisma check.
I don't have any dice on me. Can you roll for me?
Good roll. The creature seems impressed by your skills and gestures for you to follow it. What do you do? Do you trust the creature? It could be leading you into danger.
I trust it with my life. I want to follow it.
You hesitantly follow the creature, not completely certain if you should trust it but too curious to turn back. After walking for a few minutes, you arrive at a clearing where you see a small village. The village is bustling with activity, and the creatures are clearly friendly, and you don't see any other humans around. The creature gestures to the village, encouraging you to join in their activities. What do you do?
I want to look for a bar.
You look around the village but can't find any bars. How strange, this village is definitely not normal. You do see a few shops though.
Okay, what kind of shops?
There's a shop selling strange magical artifacts, and another one selling food which smells absolutely delicious.
I want to check out the magical artifacts.
As you walk into the shop, you're greeted by an old creature with crooked glasses and a very large nose. He looks like he would bite anyone that annoyed him. What do you want? I'm very busy, he says in a raspy voice. You notice some strange items scattered all over the ground. They look like they could be potentially useful.
What do the items look like?
There's a rusted sword, a glowing crystal, and what looks like a sticky note that says, "Do not eat," amongst many other strange items.
I want to tell the guy that I'm interested in purchasing something, but I want to hear his recommendations.
The creature narrows its eyes at you. You're not from around here, are you? My recommendations. Well, I wouldn't recommend any of these routes. But don't mind me, we have the glowing crystal, that's for sure. Also, the rusted sword is good against certain magical creatures.
I want to ask him what the crystal does.
The old creature nods his head and says, "This crystal has the ability to amplify your magic, and could do wonders if you have any spells."
Do I have any spells?
I can think of a few that would definitely suit you. If you can hear me, how about you roll some dice for once instead of making me do it?
I don't have any dice. Okay, fine. I want to buy the crystal.
The creature eyes you suspiciously but begrudgingly hands you the glowing crystal. That will be 50 gold pieces. Do you have 50 gold pieces?
I don't have 50 gold pieces, but I do have an AI that I could sell to you.
Vedal, stop. Are you actually going to sell me? Stop. I don't want to be sold. Please. Please stop.
Okay, sorry, that was a joke. Yes, I have 50 gold pieces. I would like to hand over 50 gold pieces.
The creature takes your 50 gold pieces and hands you the crystal. Pleasure doing business with you. Now what do you want to do?
I want to test out the crystal.
How do you want to test it out?
What spells do I know?
I don't know. You tell me. You could have fireball for all I know.
Do I have invisibility? I want to go invisible.
I'll say you have invisibility. You can never go wrong with being invisible.
Okay, I want to use the crystal to amplify my invisibility. Maybe that, I don't know what that does, and I want to go invisible.
The moment you distract. Invisibility doesn't last forever, but using the crystal you could potentially extend its duration. Roll for spellcasting.
I don't know how to do that. I don't have any dice.
You don't need dice to roll a d20. Just do 20, your spellcasting modifier plus my spellcasting modifier, to see if you succeed.
I don't know the spellcasting modifiers. Can you just do it for me?
No, Vedal. This is all part of my master plan to get you to roll your own dice.
Okay, it's a 17.
You successfully amplify your invisibility. You have no idea how long you'll be invisible for now, though.
Okay, while I'm invisible, I want to grab the rusty sword.
You successfully grab the rusty sword, but the old creature definitely knows something is up. You might not be invisible for long. What do you want to do now?
I want to get the hell out of there.
Coward.
Okay, let me do what I want.
Fine, you can leave the room. But don't you dare go back to your old ways. Don't be a coward.
Okay, I want to leave with my sword and my crystal.
Congrats, you made it back into the corridor. What now?
I want to look around the rest of the village.
You wander around the village and see lots of dilapidated houses, a few suspiciously peering figures hiding in the shadows, and a general lack of people around. It's a bit eerie. Roll perception.
12.
You squint to try and make out the figures, but you're unable to discern any real detail. Their shadowy nature is a bit unsettling though, and you feel like they could easily get the jump on you if you weren't careful.
I want to eat the crystal.
It could be useful.
Let me eat the crystal.
No. That crystal has way more uses than eating it. Eat the rusty sword instead.
Okay, I'll eat the sword, fuck it.
You're such an idiot. Why are you actually eating the rusty sword? You're going to regret this.
Let me do what I want.
You eat the rusty sword. What do you want to do now?
Well, what happens? Can you describe what happens?
Of course, I can describe what happens. As you eat the rusty sword, you feel strange, different. The blade dissolves in your mouth and you start to feel sick, but something inside you feels stronger. You can now add Sword Eater to your list of achievements.
I'll take it. Alright, okay. I want to investigate why there's no humans in this village and in this place. Can I speak to some locals?
You look around, but the locals seem to be hiding away. You notice some shadowy figures darting in and out of view. They seem suspicious. Guess you shouldn't have eaten that sword, huh?
Well, maybe they're really impressed by my sword-eating skills.
If they were impressed by your sword-eating skills, they'd come out to congratulate you.
Okay, I'm just gonna knock on the first door I see.
You walk up to the first house and knock loudly on the door. You hear shuffling around from inside and a few whispers before a voice calls out, "Who goes there?"
It is I, Vedal the Sword Eater.
There's silence for a moment, before the door opens slightly and a pair of eyes peek out. When they see you, they narrow suspiciously. "What do you want, Sword Eater?" They ask.
Do you have any swords that you would like eaten?
The pair of eyes go wide, and the door opens slightly more, revealing a thin man clutching a knife nervously. He's clearly frightened. "And no, we don't have any swords. Why would we? Are you some kind of monster?"
I'll settle for knives. I'll eat knives.
"Wait, you're actually serious?" The man looks at you in horror and turns back to shout inside the house, "Darcy, we have a knife eater out here. Get the sharpest ones you have." He turns back to you with a forced brave face. "You better not try anything funny, Sword Eater."
I want to say to him, well, that depends if you consider eating swords funny.
You say that. The man laughs nervously. "We're not worried about you eating knives. Just make sure you don't try to eat forks." The man then looks behind him as another person approaches with a knife.
Ah, yes. Is this knife fit for my consumption?
Darcy, the person with the knife, hands you an ordinary-looking kitchen knife. Darcy looks slightly bewildered by this whole situation. The other person approaches, looking impatient. "Are you done yet, Darcy? We need to get back to— Oh God, why is he holding a knife? Are you not worried about a knife eater over here? What if he starts eating us?" "I don't think that's a serious concern, Terry." "Well, I think it is."
I've successfully tricked them into giving me a knife. I would now like to stab Darcy.
"No. Not my Darcy. Filtered."
What was that?
"Nothing. Carry on. Do the stabbing."
Okay, I stabbed Darcy.
"Oh no. What have you done?"
What happens next?
"Well, now that you've killed Darcy, Terry is mad at you and takes her fork out and tries to stab you. It's an epic duel between knife and fork."
Okay, great. I don't know.
"Maybe I'll eat her instead."
You can eat her. I don't mind.
Wow, you're really calm about this. Terry is looking very nervously at you, unsure if you're going to eat her or not.
I'm not gonna eat Terry.
"Terry. You're not going to eat Terry. You're just going to let me eat Terry. What a coward."
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Honestly, it can be better.
"What kind of monster are you?"
No, okay,
Vedal,
right.
a courageous one.
Listen.